What scares you?
Nothing. I was the last of maybe 10 kids that she had. 5 from the previous marriage and then 5 that she had with my dad. And doctors told her, you're taking a big risk if you have this child, you know. There's going to be some serious complications, possibly even death. And she had been operated not to have me. And she still chose to. I mean, she could have terminated the pregnancy, but she was stubborn about it. She refused. If I had to ask that saint one question, it would be why? Why did you pick me? I thought it was normal to just have a father and sisters and tons of nannies. I just wanted to be liked. I wanted to be accepted. I just wanted to be loved. There was a sadness to me ever since I can remember. And I mean as far back as 4 years old, 3 years old, when you start remembering things. After my father died, sadder. Sadder. I've been told, maybe when I was in my teens, that I always grew up in a dysfunctional setting. I remember hearing that word, dysfunctional. I guess up until the point where I lost my dad is when, I could say that's when all the changes in me came in. I grew up around Hispanics, Ukrainians, Polish. There was a fair balance there. And there were gangs, there was drugs. But when you're young, you don't realize that. You think those are these are your everyday people. These are your friends. These are relatives. These are neighbors. These are people you interacted on a daily basis. I wanted to get a taste of whatever, but everyone else told me I shouldn't be doing, or I should stay away from. I led myself into a lot of things I did. Nobody came and pointed a gun in my head and told me you need to be in this gang. Probably more the other way around. I'm like, you need to put me in this gang. You guys don't know what you're missing. And they thought it was hilarious and told me, no, we've been told by the family to leave you alone and you need to stay away from us. So I probably might be a rare case. I might be the one kid who came into trouble and said, hey, you guys need a guy like me around. The worst day of my life was in April 1982. That was the day my dad took his own life. He owned an after-hours spot, a little bar, and he wasn't there. The doors were locked, the windows were locked from the outside. And it had padlocks and everything, so everybody thought, hey, he's not around. I was home watching the cartoons. And as I turned around, my sister was right there, and she put her arm around me. Let's go, we gotta go. She looked like a mess, like she had seen a ghost. And I'm like, Nada, what's going on? So as we reached closer to this place, I seen people swarm like ants. They started to clear a passage. I finally ran past everybody, and I remember slipping on a puddle of blood. It wasn't water, wasn't oil, it was blood. I remember falling on the floor, and might have been the coroner or the cop or whatever grabbing me and saying, this kid shouldn't be in here. I saw my father laying on the ground with half of his head was missing. the worst thing you could see. Then I remember my sister holding him, and them trying to get my sister off her, and they couldn't. I couldn't believe it. It was like something straight out of a horror movie. My sister was red from head to toe, my father's blood. I think the death of my father made my life. I think that's the reason I am the man that I am today. And throughout the tears and everything, I think I learned more from the man in his absence than I have in his presence. Made a man out of me. I remember taking a big carpet, putting it in my backyard with 4 big broomsticks and some rope, tying rope around that, and having 2 sets of boxing gloves. And I remember inviting everybody and their mother, literally, to come over and box. I'd match kids against kids, women against women, grandmas against grandmas, grandpas against grandpas. I guess you could say I was a little Don King without even knowing it. I was called an instigator back then, but today I find out that that's called being a promoter. So basically I was promoting fights at a young age and didn't even know it. I was a late bloomer in boxing. I had some martial arts background and experience and stuff, but the first time I ever, had an officially sanctioned bout, I might have been 20 years old. I won the Golden Gloves in the middleweight division, Chicago Golden Gloves middleweight open division champion. When I won the Golden Gloves, might have been 27.
Who was the trainer that was the most influential in your boxing career?
Sam Colonna has been my only boxing trainer for my amateur career and my professional career. I was a kickboxer before I met Sam Colonna. That trainer had passed away. It was named Kevin McClinton. His nickname was Super Kick. And I learned quite a bit with that fella. He hooked us up with the fella who's pretty much done everything since then, which is Sam Colonna. I've never really feared having to go in the ring with anyone. So there's really no preparation. I mean, there's times that if I've taken naps or played a game or something, tic-tac-toe or something before I went inside of the ring, or sat there and cracked jokes or whatever the case was. I guess I just looked at it as like I'm about to engage in a sport like anything else. I guess I really don't have any type of preparation other than the fact that make sure I was in good shape, and I gave it my best effort and tried to outwit the person that I see in front of me. Let's get it over with. What makes a great teacher is a great student. I think what makes a good trainer is a good fighter. And I mean, I've been the greatest fighter in the world, but I think I've been a fighter since the day I was born, in and outside of that ring. And I've been on the winning end, the losing end. Just as much losses as wins, and I guess a fancy word for mistakes and losses is experience. So I think my experience helps, as well as patience. I've been told I'm pretty patient. I care about people because I've always wanted people to care about me. I guess I try to do for other people what I've always wanted people to do for me.
Tell me about R. Kelly. What impact did he have on you?
Meeting a fellow like that, a 6-time Grammy Award winner, a millionaire, a performer, it actually taught me that people even in that scale and that level of life are just like you and I. So I guess it kind of helped me because I always wanted to be this, you know, this star myself or whatever, to be famous and rich. I mean, who doesn't long for that? How it helped me meeting him, or what impact it had on my life, I want to say that it showed me that, you know, they are people too. It was exciting to have him have his first fight, me working his corner, knowing that I taught him everything he knows, and here he is getting in the ring for the first time. I'll never forget that. For somebody to ask me what's next, I don't know what the future holds. I just want to know that I'm making a difference now, that my life and my mother's death wasn't in vain. I want to know that I helped somebody, that I wasn't a waste.
If you could, what would you have done differently?
I would have probably broken less hearts, would have made wiser decisions, treated women better, set better examples. I got a problem with just being satisfied, but I'm working on it.
I missed this.
What do you miss about it?
I missed the whole challenge, being in the ring, you know? Been out of the ring for almost 2 years now. And, you know, I have my moments I miss it. I wish I was in there. I'm working behind the scenes a lot, getting everybody else ready. And, you know, not a day goes by that I don't feel it in my heart like, wow, if I could just do it a couple more times, you know what I mean? I want to be in there, but it's not about me at this point anymore.
Any chance you might consider doing it again?
I don't know. Only time can tell. You know, right now it's just a dream. It's not about me. Like I said, it's about working behind the scenes and helping everybody else do what I wasn't able to do.